Covering position! Fire at will! Move it! Got one! Go! 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 Cover me! What? Grenade! Move it! Go! Go! Go!
It's an interesting challenge when you do voice acting. I enjoy it because it's fun to take really specific direction from the people that know the game so well.
That was really good. Try one more this time.
Whereas if I was acting and somebody tried to direct me that specifically, I'd tell them to go, you know.
Take 66.
Well, the thing about Area 51 that was interesting to me was that I'd be portraying an alien.
Our enemy hides with the machinery of deception.
And it seemed kind of to share a lot of similar feelings as I do. I have kind of a distaste for mankind in general.
Have you been able to establish communication with Has Team Delta?
Captain, you and your crew need to suit up now. You're going in.
Area 51, the thing that attracted me to it is the same thing that attracts me to doing any film project. It's the story first. As a player, you're involved in the story and the creation of that story and survival and whatever, and you got something to go on.
The thing about Area 51 is that it is such a kind of like an urban legend. So what we want to do is be able to get not only script, but characters in there that can actually bring this to life, to make you feel like maybe this is true, maybe this is possible somehow.
The reason why we brought in the top talent is Powers Booth is a commanding performance, and he's your leader.
Let me remind you, gentlemen, we are in a hot zone.
Marilyn Manson is a creepy alien.
Are you comfortable being hunted?
David Duchovny, I think we're all familiar with his prior roles as kind of the person who wants to believe in the conspiracy theories and aliens.
By day 3, I wanted to punch him in the face. By day 7, I did.
All three of them just kind of combined to form a performance that just makes the game an authentic, interesting piece of work.
Tavares, systems in your location aren't functioning properly. The backup power grid is failing. Your first objective is to get the generator online.
Roger that.
Try one more time, and this time from the top of paragraph 3. Just give me a little more sense of creeping under my skin.
When we come into the studio, my goal for the day with that particular actor is to get the best performance out of them possible and to make the game come to life.
These are reflections on your dead friends, basically.
Once, after cleaning up a hot zone in Bisbee, Arizona, Crispy and I had to spend 10 days in quarantine.
We really wanted David Duchovny just because, the whole, alien conspiracy, that type of thing, the government conspiracy kind of really lended himself well to David.
Your flesh tears so easily. Your bones snap so quickly.
So we wanted something really strange and different, and we thought, Marilyn Manson would really be a cool voice for the games.
Specialist, I want that elevator working. Pronto.
Powers Booth was one of them, as a, really kind of a stern, deep voice, for the commander.
And one of the great things to me about playing video games is they're not movies. They kind of are, but they're not really.
Now it seems that video games are so much like films that they really can be scary, so this seems like it will be a very scary game.
The kind of realistic detail of the players and of what you're looking at on the screen is pretty amazing. I mean, it looked like an animated feature.
Area 51 seems to fit that element of somewhat of cinema, but really it's gamer. If you're a gamer, you're going to enjoy playing this game.
I think it adds a lot of relevance to a video game when you get really strong character actor voices. Powers Booth and David Duchovny.
Powers Booth and Marilyn Manson. I like that company. When I was first assigned to Hazmat Team Bravo, I thought Ramirez was the kind of by-the-book military who resented babysitting a team of lab rats. But mission after mission, Ramirez proved he deserved our respect. Not because of the bars on his shoulder, but because he respected us and the work we did. He was our captain, and we would have followed him anywhere. Once, after cleaning up a hot zone in Bisbee, Arizona, Crispy and I had to spend 10 days in quarantine. By day 3, I wanted to punch him in the face. By day 7, I did. In the dust-up, I slammed my head against the table, a concussion and 17 stitches. Since we were in quarantine, Crispy had to patch me up. It took me another week to recover, and Crispy stayed with me the entire time and didn't say a word. McCann and I went to a strip club, and he actually brought a book. I gave a stripper $50 to take it from him and put it somewhere, interesting. She did. McCann didn't even blink. He just asked her not to lose his place. Later, I asked him if he got the book back. He grinned and shrugged, and he said that chapter 4 would never be the same.
The tides of history have left me little choice. And once again, science will require the sacrifice of the insignificant. In 47, we had a chance. There was a pact made for the greater good. And today it will be broken. It's a shame, really, that progress must take such a step back.
I thought this place was quarantined. You gotta be kidding me. What the?
It was supposed to be a routine mission. We go in, identify the biohazard, clean, and get out. We'd experienced hot zones before. We've had to use force before. But this was different. The drop location was different. Very different. Government conspiracies, secret weapon testing, aliens. I didn't believe any of it. Nothing could have prepared me for what I was about to encounter. This is my story, my journey.
Major Bridges, HAS Team Bravo reporting for duty. Have you been able to establish communication with HAS Team Delta?
Captain, you and your team need to suit up now. You're going in.
What the hell was that thing?
I don't know, but it could have been the same thing that killed my team. We better get out of here.
My God, who could have built this?
Looks like some kind of launch tube, but it's way too big for a weapon.
The truth is stranger than fiction with this place.
Command, this is HAS Team Delta. Come in.
HAS Team Delta, this is Command. Go ahead.
My team is dead. Cole and I are headed topside.
Ethan Cole. Your blood runs dark and diseased. Your weak, insignificant shell turns against you. Find the anti-mutagen, and you may find a better death. end game begins, Ethan Cole. Feast your eyes on this menagerie of decay and corruption. My people were sacrificed to birth this unholy virus. Abused and diseased, they died in agony. The elites have labored for years to make me the grand experiment that feeds their weapon. I am the bringer of death. This mechanical prison before you serves one purpose: to extract the virus from within me, used to corrupt your kind and mine. It is a potent weapon indeed. In me runs the disease and the cure. To restore your humanity, you must inject my blood. In time, my DNA will combine with yours, cleansing you of the virus. Dr. Prey thought releasing the virus would stop the elites and their unholy pact with my kind. You must seek out the departing vessel and destroy it. If it escapes with its deadly cargo, your world will perish. Ethan Cole, you must now play your part. Go now. Leave this hell and save your world. But know my blood binds you to me forever.
The philosopher Sartre once said, "Hell is other people." He was only half right. My mind and body have been altered beyond reason. I don't know who or what I am anymore. We came here to rescue a small group of men. We failed. I failed. But their sacrifices may have saved mankind. For now.
My name is Dr. Winston Cray. I have been here since the beginning. My life's work has been to untangle the mysteries buried within the DNA of man and the others. To fulfill a pact and in turn become the linchpin for a new world order. Circumstances have changed.
For the uninitiated, I am Mr. White. My real name is unimportant. I am the facilitator of Dreamland. Yes, the maker of dreams. I like that. It's poetic.
I have sacrificed my very life to reveal these secrets. The experiments I have conducted over the years have taken their toll on my mortal coil. Science has at last failed me, as I am unable to heal my body. But my mind is still active, and it shall serve me to the end. I have done what I have done, so my work will not be in vain. It shall live through the ages, and I shall be remembered through it. But I take credit for only what I have achieved here, deep in the bowels of this institution. The work was vast.
I first met Dr. Winston Cray during the Second World War. His brilliance in early DNA research earned him a leading role in developing biochemical weapons. The success of the Manhattan Project was inconsequential compared to the success we achieved. But our projects were never approved for moral implications. So unbeknownst to Dr. Cray, I engaged in several experiments of my own in the Midwest. Oh, the horrors I inflicted led to so many wonderful discoveries. But then the alien craft crashed in Roswell, and things took an interesting twist. When I discovered the biochemical marvels hidden in the one called Edgar, I sent Dr. Cray to work immediately.
The moon landings nearly 4 decades ago were part of a misdirection by our government to confuse the public regarding alien encounters. We've certainly been to the moon, but the mysteries and horrors found there would never make for quaint historical quotation.
Working with the Greys, as they are called, has been invigorating. The staff is scared to death of them, owing in part to an incident where a linguistic coordinator accidentally bumped into one during an early negotiation. The man's face was quickly and neatly torn from his skull. I could swear I saw him register surprise in what was left of his eye sockets. And yes, it's true. Part of the pact gives them human subjects to experiment on, the results of which are quite often gruesome. But I still find them a fascinating and brilliant species.
Spontaneous human combustion was an ill-conceived notion pursued by a sector of the scientific community here. Their early testing on pigs made the laboratories reek of burnt bacon. The human test subjects smelled even more repugnant. I was most grateful when that line of research was abandoned. But there is an interesting side note to that experiment. The urban legend of a man drugged by strangers, later waking up in a tub of ice missing his kidney or liver or whatnot. That arose from early test subject failures that were inadequately disposed of.
It has always been the goal of our organization to do what's best for mankind. The pact with the Greys simply pushed up the timeline. Those put in power by us, presidents, prime ministers, religious figures, and nobility, sometimes get greedy. However, an assassin's bullet, or the delightfully degenerative effect of the many diseases in our control, usually takes care of that.
The claims that the Bible holds a secret mathematical code that prophesied world events. That was initiated by a group of scientists who got inebriated one evening and thought it would make a good practical joke. Crop circles were another one of that crew's pranks. The after-hours entertainment here is extremely limited, and this sort of puerile behavior regrettably occurs from time to time.
Some have called our plans a Luciferian conspiracy. But they will not say such things after the coming of the new guard. They will hold their tongues. Not because they have had a change of heart, but because, well, because they will already have rotted out from the inside. The chips we've implanted in the majority of the population under the guise of vaccinations allow us to watch the watchers. Now, how could anyone say the pact was a bad thing?
Remote viewing was a promising avenue of research that failed to live up to its initial potential. Harnessing psychic abilities to spy on one's enemies has a provocative lure, but test subjects were wildly erratic with their results. Those who showed more consistent abilities were, in my opinion, inadequately trained, and the program was eventually discontinued.
The technology we've been able to create as a result of the Pact helps everyone. Our embedded chips in cell phones allow us to easily record conversations around the globe. Nanofibers woven into currency let us monitor the world's money wherever it goes. And we've placed monitoring devices the size of pinheads in most generic light fixtures. This enables us to gather surveillance in the homes of the average American. And let me tell you, the things they do in the privacy of their own homes is far more disturbing than anything found here at Dreamland.
As for my own work, it has always been the primary focus of Area 51. And these other diversions, black helicopters, cow mutilations, and the like, have been the pastime of those unable to grasp the importance of my research.
What we have created made the world we have today. It is only natural for us to control it. People simply do not understand what it takes for them to safely eat their hamburgers, see their television shows, drive their cars. It's a dangerous world, which is why the Pact is of such immense benefit to us. It offers us a delightful weapon that causes epidemic mutation and destruction of our enemies. And the masses can sleep at night, nary a care.
Bioweapon engineering requires finesse to manipulate both the pathogen and the population in a way that accomplishes the desired effect. It necessitates extensive lab work, followed by a series of controlled study groups. One such example of a localized control group was the 1976 experiment in a Philadelphia hotel. We were able to successfully introduce the pathogen, which became commonly known as Legionnaire's disease. It became the model for more complex experiments released into larger population groups, such as HIV and the SARS virus. Ebola has been the most virulent of our population-tested experiments, and the most difficult one to keep in check.
The crowning jewel of the Pact, truly, is what Dr. Cray calls the infection carrier. Edgar's biochemistry held the key. I don't claim to understand the specifics, but the result is magnificent. Death has never been more beautiful.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, as well as the World Health Organization, act as our preliminary survey team, gathering statistics and data of the virulence of the pathogens we have released. They also monitor established outbreak parameters, so the pathogens remain under our direction. These organizations were exceedingly useful in the mid-90s when the loss of several test rats who migrated into New Mexico and Arizona created a scare of hantavirus. They were able to capture the rats and return them to us while downplaying to the general public the immediate threat. The end result of these controlled experiments was to be the resurgence of bubonic plague and smallpox to create a pandemic. allowing the government to control the surviving population with considerable ease. But these experiments with earthly viruses ran concurrent with my long-term research into alien pathogens. The difficulty of unlocking the alien mitochondria was a continual disappointment to me until May 17th, 2002. It was on that day that I discovered it replicates through binary fission with an accelerated incubation period. I realized that if I attenuated the incubation period, I would be able to control the growth of the mutagens. Since then, I've been able to easily manipulate the alien DNA and hybridize it with human DNA. These experiments have given rise to my greatest innovation, a living, breathing, unstoppable organism I call the infection carrier. Others refer to it simply as the weapon. I will not allow others to desecrate my work with their myopic agenda. I will stop them with the weapon that they conspire to use against me. The world will not forget Dr. Winston Gray.
you